this is Theo. Theo is a new addition. He has come to me because he's an off the track. He's had a bit of retraining with a girl that I've sometimes taught in cross-country clinics and such and ski events. He's a bit of a highly strung OTT, and so I think they're now looking for a different breed of horse. But anyway, Mr. Theo, I'll try and find out a bit of his breeding and put it in for you. So Theo is an 8-year-old thoroughbred. He raced, and he's done one event with his old owner, and he basically needs to learn to chill. He's a bit uptight because Mitty came up with him and then has gone off to have a wash because he's covered in mud. So Theo's not very happy about that. Anyway, so we haven't done much with Theo. I've ridden him a couple of times. We'll start taking him out and getting him to, jump and do everything calmly. So really his journey is very new with us, but we will keep you up to date. He's very cute. He's just excited. He's normally quite calm. Anyway, it's Mr. Theo. Put in some snippets of the first ride I had on him. So obviously starting off in the walk, and Theo didn't really want to relax. He was quite interested in what was going on and wanted to jog. So up into trot. So figuring out what the contact is like, and as you can see, he's quite fidgety. My contact is quite light. He didn't really want to take the contact, so when I would sort of touch his mouth with the reins, he would either suck back his head, or he'd speed up, or he'd move his head up and down. So it made the contact quite bouncy on both parts. So the main thing at this stage for me as a rider is to get him to relax. Over the next few rides, the main thing would be to get him to accept the contact. But you could feel at this stage, if I tried to put any leg on, he just wanted to run forwards. So here I'm walking, trying to put on some inside leg and getting him to flex and bend around my leg without actually trotting off. And you can use this lateral movement with a bit of inside feeling on the rein to get the horses to relax along the body and stretch their neck forwards and down using their back and trying to take the contact. So this is what we're trying to achieve with Theo, is to get him to accept the contact and not to try and suck back away from it. So I'm starting to pick up a little bit more contact. He's still quite fidgety. But, his first ride, he's in a new place. So with these hot horses, a lot of people try and keep their legs off them and avoid touching them because they think if they put their leg on, the horse is just going to take off, which more often than not they do. But the horse has to actually get used to feeling your leg on them. So it's actually counterintuitive to trot along without any contact between your leg and the horse's side, because when you need to put your leg on, they explode. Okay, so I'm having to be quite gradual in everything I'm doing in this first ride, putting on a little bit of leg. If he tries to go trotting off, I use a little bit of lane just to slow him down. Now forwards into the canter, he actually felt a little bit strange behind in this left canter. He does look quite stiff. It actually felt worse than it looks, okay? And there he's sort of bunny hopping a little bit. He wanted to back off the reins. My feeling here was that he was perhaps a little bit sore behind the saddle. So, like not under the saddle, but perhaps in the pelvis. So that's something that we needed to check out. So back into trot, trying to get him to relax, because obviously after the canter, he was a little bit revved up, even though the canter was quite relaxing. So then we were going to try the right canter. He kept sort of wanting to jump onto the left lead. So often off the track horses have one way which they find easier to canter. And I think that's probably his left lead. So we actually found that as I sort of popped my leg on, he'd want to shoot forwards. And then if I tried to use my reins to steady him, he'd back off too much. And you actually see in a moment him try and put my leg on. He didn't really want to go. And he jacks up a little bit, having to push him forwards. Again, I don't think he was entirely comfortable, but it's very hard to read these horses because they're so tense in their back, they're not using themselves properly. So what we need to do is get him to relax his whole body, stretch the head down, use his back, whereas he's hollow and hopping here and it's horrible. So then trying to flex him and turn him off to steady. He's just getting the right spot. Probably very thirsty. Are you thirsty, Theo? You're very pretty.
I look pretty. Who are all these sexy girls? Out the other way. Ooh. Ooh. Hi, beautiful.
Out you go, please.
Row.
They'll run. Third ride. So we're working on relaxation. Now he's got the walk down pat, and so his second ride we literally just walked. So what I try and achieve is that they're long and low, they're using their back, they're stretching and using flexion, sideways movement. Today I'm trying to get the relaxation in the trot. So what happens is he goes from a really relaxed walk, and what you'll notice is as I go into trot, he actually sort of sucks in his neck a little bit and goes a bit tense through the back. So he's a horse that's quite speedy. It's very easy to kind of pick up the reins and want to try and slow him down. He's actually getting much better in the contact. I've got a really nice gentle bit, so you'll see it's like a plastic flexi bit. And he's not minding the contact at all now, so I can actually do a half halt without him jacking up and kind of backing off and freaking out. A few times he's got a bit excited and wanted to go into canter. I actually would like him to do a more forwards trot. It's not that he has to go super slow, but he's not got to do tiny little legs up. Okay, so we'll have a little run around and you can have a watch. So starting off the ride, again in the walk, again relaxation and flexion and stretching, and it's much better today, straight off the bat. So trying to take that forwards into the trot, and as you can see, straight away he's more relaxed than he was in the first ride. So keeping the outside rein quite constant, even though very light. The inside rein is used to get him to flex to the inside, and when he softens, allowing him to take the rein forwards and down. So we're trying to encourage him to take the contact and use his back and lengthen his top line, which he does quite well in this ride. So I'm hoping, despite the fact that the video was a bit shorter of that third ride, you could see what I was trying to achieve, and that there was actually quite a big difference in Theo just from those 3 rides. So we will continue to video his progress and share his journey with you guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe so that you get to follow along.